sent the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California won the big game.
5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vance, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark.
Morning. Hit us up in the McClellan chat room, McClellan Chiropractic chat room. Also the Convention Door text line, 540-391-0788. No, Stephen. Good morning, as always, but go Broncos. You've got that wrong. You've got the B team wrong.
Let the games begin. Big dog sports talk.
Hey, TLB, you got 15 in Alum Spring. We got you beat by one. We got 16 here in Reiner. But it feels like 9, just to make you feel a little bit better. 16, it feels like 9. Alrighty then. Hope everybody's doing well. We head into the weekend. We got hoops. Both Tech and Radford at home this weekend. And we've got NFL playoffs tomorrow. 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Sunday. So I know that we're going to have Coach Elmo on today at around 7. I'm not sure about Mike Burnham. He couldn't be on his usual day. He'd mentioned Friday. I'm going to reach out to Mike and see. So we might have all 3, Elmo, Burnham, and Jen today. We'll see. But see, there's no pressure. When it's your own show, you can just do whatever you want. I got you, Steve. I see that. Yeah, I'll respond. I'll get you something today about dates. By the way, I want to thank everybody from Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce. It's an honor that they asked me to be a part, and we want to do some more things with them here coming up here in the new year. So there you go. We let the song play all the way through. I even let it start twice because it's just so popular. It's rising up the charts nationally. If MTV was still a thing, and now it's officially dead, and, we had like a countdown or Casey Kasem, the BDST theme would be skyrocketing toward the top 20. From Castle Coliseum, where the hoops have been hung, to here in Palm Coast, where we pray that God will give his basketball mind back to Mike Young. BDST is live and online. Hey, Morris. Yeah, Coach Young taking a lot of criticism for the meltdowns here at the end of these games. Tech has lost all 3 of their conference games in just this ridiculous fashion, you know. And tomorrow they've got Notre Dame, who's not very good. So they should be okay tomorrow at home, I would think. But you never know. That's why you play the game. Radford's got Longwood tomorrow. Commonwealth battle. 32? Really, Morris? Like, I never imagine it gets 32 degrees in Florida. It was a good one, wasn't it, Prometheus? What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Hope everybody's doing well. I want to thank all of our sponsors, in particular the presenting sponsor of this program, Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Yeoman's work for all the projects and all the things that have already been completed by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. With Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller. I'm guessing I'll see Jonathan tomorrow at the Radford game. You know how when he comes on and he does his interviews, Jonathan, everybody's just like, that dude makes me feel bad about myself. Because, you know, he's just boom, 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 and he's massive, and he's just got – you see him at a Radford game, he's bouncing around talking to everybody. I don't know if the guy ever runs out of energy, but Jonathan is great, and we appreciate everything from Pulaski County Sports Entertainment. I'm honored that they are the presenting sponsor, a guy who grew up in Pulaski County, and I understand how difficult it's been there. And then they have come in and they've just turned it on its ear, man. Just kudos. Kudos to them all. Thanks to Bob Chris, the Ready Set Fund, ReadySetFund.com. Ready, Set, Fun, Hut, Hut. Hey, I just came up with that. But doesn't that sound like a quarterback's cadence? Ready, set, hey, come on. No, over here. Make receiver switch sides. Fund, Hut, Hut. Wow. Now there's a marketing tool right there. Anyway, bobchrist11 at gmail.com. If you want to raise money for your team or event, whatever it might be, they send out a series of text messages. I do too, Robert. I miss the All Request Friday days. Morris says he's freezing his brass monkeys off down there. Yeah, Omaha. Yeah, Ready Set Fund's a perfect cadence. Robert, trust me, if there weren't hundreds of copyright laws, I would have the All Request Fridays again. I missed that terribly. That was so much fun. Our Friday show on the radio show became its own thing. Started out with playing a few songs, and then people were like, hey, I like that song. Will you play this song? Yeah, I'll play that for you. And then it just kept growing and growing. So then I said, you know what? On Friday morning, for the first hour or two, whatever long it took, we're just going to let people let me know their songs. And it was such a great variety. I mean, there were songs from all over the place. All types of genres. It was good, man. It was fun. And trust me, before I got started in all this over the summer, when I finally decided I was going to do this back in July, I guess, I had to convince myself to do this. I looked into all the avenues with YouTube, and there's just no way you can get the licensing. The music industry will not allow anything like that. So it's disappointing. I know. Thanks to Travis Williams, Professional Door Incorporated, residential commercial garage doors, family owned and operated, 38 years in business, right across from NRCC, sponsor of our text line. Trav, don't know how to thank you enough, man. And you guys are doing great. It's awesome. National Bank member FDIC, the exclusive banking partner of this program, and my own personal exclusive banking partner for 35 years. thanks to Lara Ramsey. Tomorrow is National Bank Day at the Radford University basketball game. TLB, I just got my yearly homeowner's insurance renewal yesterday. Yeah, it's been a sobering week for yours truly with the roof damage and not getting the news that I needed for my roof. So today at some point, and I have to go and I've got a game tomorrow. I got stuff I got to do. Someone is coming this morning from Modern Day Roofing. I'll give them a free plug. Maybe I can talk them into sponsoring us. And I got to explain the situation to them. No, you may not know this, but roofs are pretty expensive. So I can't get a new one since I didn't get it covered. Ryan Pry, the attorney, 701 West Main Street in Radford, Trust and Estate Planning. The BDST fan question of the week was a slam dunk. It was all about Steph Curry. We asked which was the bigger faux pas in Virginia Tech athletic administrative history. Seth Greenberg telling Steph Curry, no, sorry, we just don't think you're good enough. It just sounds laughable now, doesn't it? Or when Whit Babcock didn't pursue Kurt Signetti when he wanted to interview because he said he was too old. And we ended up with like 53 answers, and it was like 45 of them said Steph Curry. So Steph wins. Charles Lee, Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. We're going on the year anniversary that I met Charles Lee when I came back from a basketball trip and lightning had struck my units out here. I'll just never forget coming home. A neighbor was, as soon as I got in, was walking toward my house. And I was like, well, what's going on? Hope everybody's okay. Yeah, I just want to let you know your house got struck by lightning. What? And that's what the lightning hit. So, and Little River Heating and Air took care of it. Boom. I'm telling you, folks, there's nobody who does it better. There has better customer vibe and understanding what customers need. Thanks to the NRB Super Bowl. By the way, Morris has arranged for our, whatever it looks like, next Friday, the 23rd, 6 to 9 at the Super Bowl. We're going to have a BDST meetup. And we're going to hang out and roll a few balls and have a few beverages and eat some food. And I want to thank Morris for arranging all that. It means a lot. So come out if you can. You know, if you can't, I understand. But come out and see us. And we thank everybody at the Super Bowl for hosting us next Friday, 6 to 9, next Friday. And it'll be nice just to meet everybody that I haven't met. I've met several of you with T-shirts. I'm going to have shirts there. So if you've paid and I haven't gotten your shirt, that'd be a good way to get it. And if I have you on the list and you haven't paid, I'll bring the list and just stop by, man. No pressure. Be a lot of fun. That's next Friday, 6 to 9. I want to thank Family Fencing. Thanks to Jason Green. They will always be very special to me. They were the first official sponsor of this new launch that we made back in August. And they're going to be busy this spring. You better get them in there now. Those guys are really doing a great job. And if your yard, if you have plans, because now when people start getting a little stir crazy, it's cold, weather sucks, and they start thinking, all right, so when the green things start popping, the blooms start popping on the trees and the bushes and everywhere else, I'm going to have these ideas for my yard. I might need a section or two fenced off, or I might need a whole area. Well, call Family Fencing, 540-200-8294. Free quotes, free estimate. I mean, they'll come out. They want to help you. They want to help your home. So go out there and give them a yell. And thanks to Mark Hundley, McClellan Chiropractic Clinic. Appreciate Mark sponsoring our chat room. Sounds like you have a capable contractor. I've heard great things about him. So we'll find out what it's like today, TLB. Heard great things about them. Morris says the SMU game was as bad of a collapse as I have seen, maybe ever in coaching, playing, and simple mental breakdowns. Hard to watch. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I thank Brandon, by the way, at Top Shelf Apparel for creating our T-shirts. $20 if you want them. 30 if I have to ship them. 540-616-8153. And thanks to Lawson's Mobile Home Supply. James has been doing it since 97 over at 300 North Franklin Street in Christiansburg. Give him a call at 540-381-8011. Very cost-effective answers for your windows, doors, and plumbing supplies. So, yeah. Prometheus, the bringer of fire. We could all get warm with Prometheus's fire this morning. So I heard the holdup with Grunk was his PSU contract signed on January 14th. So he wasn't able to sign that date the following year. That's weird, isn't it? Because I haven't heard about these contracts being that detailed. Maybe it is in the Big Ten, bigger schools like that, bigger programs. Interesting. Because I guess everywhere you go, it's a different type of contract, man, in this day of pay for play. By the way, if you subscribe to the Patriot, if you read it online or get the physical copy, check out. Well, first of all, it's a great publication from Mike Williams. Rodney, who checks in, he's a writer there too, covering high school sports. And I started a column shortly after the show started, Big Dog Barks. And today I write about Curt Cignetti's Truth. Check it out. Let me know what you think. 19 degrees in the Nook. Oof, it's just, I mean, I know the Earth has to make its rotation around the sun, but couldn't it do it in a warmer climate? Couldn't we like do some negotiating here to make these 3 coldest winter months maybe more spring-like? Or says, if possible, please have everybody attending next week, let him know so we can get an approximate head count. Yeah, so again, no pressure. You can hit me up on the Professional Door text line or here in our McClellan chat room, or just DM me if you want to come and hang out. We're going to have fun, man. We're going to have fun. Yeah, where's the global warming? Yeah. Just another absolute, utter lie. Yeah, that's what it is. But I keep hearing, watch out. It's like I keep hearing about, this inevitable climate change. Yeah, boy. 60 in Key West? Really? The Dodgers, yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. So I wake up and see the news that Kyle Tucker has signed in Los Angeles with the Dodgers. He's going to make $240 guaranteed, $60 million a year. But with this deferred payment crap, I think the FFV value, the hit is only like $3.5 million this year. I'm just going to tell you right now what's going to happen. We're not going to have a 2027 baseball season. There's going to have to be, at some point now, a salary cap and a salary floor. Baseball is being destroyed, and it can't function this way. The NFL has a lot of issues, but the one thing that it's done, and it goes all the way back to when Pete Rozelle was the commissioner, is he kind of sculpted out the draft, how it was going to look with the poor teams getting a chance at the higher draft picks. Parity sells. Parity makes your league more competitive. It makes your teams, your owners, everybody more engaged. Every city before every season now in the NFL, even if it's illogical and you may have just drafted a rookie quarterback, you're going to think, hey, we have a chance here. We can make the playoffs. Look at this weekend. This weekend, all 8 teams, you can make a case for all 8 teams that they could be hoisting up Lombardi's trophy in a few weeks. In baseball, we know it's going to be the Dodgers. And let me make this perfectly clear. the Dodgers have a unique setup, and they're not breaking any baseball rules. This goes back to Rob Manfred, who's the worst commissioner, the modern commissioner in the history of sport. He has no concern about his game at all. But the Dodgers get to keep. They have the highest, like it's 92% of all TV money that goes back into them. They have a unique situation. The deferred payments. I saw this morning, and I retweeted it on X, or I re-X'd it. Anyway. Or liked it. I don't know what I did. But whatever it is, unless it's gone now, did it not work? I thought I did. Is it just likes? Is that what it is? Yeah, here you go. So the Dodgers, these are the Dodgers contracts worth more than $100 million. Shohei Ohtani, $700 million. Mookie Betts, $365 million. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, $325 million. Kyle Tucker, now $240 million. Blake Snell, $182 million. Freddie Freeman, $162 million. Will Smith, $140 million. Tyler Glasnow, $136 million. That's all on one team. That's 8 players. That's well over billions of dollars. All those contracts are deferred. Ohtani signed for 10 years, Betts for 12, Yamamoto 12, Tucker's got 4, So again, they're not necessarily doing anything against the rules, but the rules are wrong. So enjoy baseball in 2026 because there's not going to be a 2027. It's not going to happen. And baseball, at this point, baseball needs to have a work stoppage. Baseball needs to get it figured out. LA fans are going to defend this, and technically they're right. Their team doing nothing wrong. They're just taking advantage of their innate opportunities. But it's no fun for anybody else. You go through this long regular season. I mean, the Dodgers didn't even have the best record last year. Didn't matter. They were just kind of sandbagging it until the postseason. Then they stepped up. They got some breaks against the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays picked up that series. I get it. But they still won it, and they're going to be overwhelming favorites again this year. And then they added an all-star in Kyle Tucker last night, just because they can. And they can guarantee every cent. And then there's the immediate, well, other owners just don't spend their money on their team. Other owners just aren't spending. No other owners have the opportunity. The Yankees could. The Mets can. But there's very few teams that actually have that kind of opportunity to do that. So baseball's in a lot of trouble. They're too stupid to understand it yet. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I believe we're going to have a loss of a season coming up next year, 2027. But you can't have a salary floor, all these accusations against the owners that aren't spending money and not have a salary cap. I've seen Dodger fans try to argue that because, it's to their advantage that there is no cap, but there has to be a salary cap. This is ridiculous. And the fact that it's gone on so much, to me is ridiculous. Salary cap in every other sport. NFL is the one that everybody uses as an example. We're even talking about a salary cap potentially in college sports, right? The way to get our arms wrapped around all this nonsense that's going on with these salaries. But yet in Major League Baseball, you bring up salary cap, the players, everybody immediately scoffs and says, it'll never work. Why? Why won't it work? I mean, the people who have signed these contracts are still going to get paid. It's not like they're going to take the money away, but they have to start incorporating it. That's true, Robert. At least there's no frozen preset. That's right. So, you know what? I can handle the cold, and there's no wind today. The wind and the ice is the two worst. Those are the two worst elements of winter. It's terrible. What's up, KB? Keon Brown checking in. The Stanford game was worse than SMU, he says. Yeah, it was bad. Home game, up 13, 3.5 minutes. Yeah. Wayne says baseball needs two things: salary caps that are legit and baseball cards to be affordable for kids again. Yeah, not just collector cards. Some of the most fun times I ever had, we talked about this the other day, coming back from the farm, or you go to the, your mom doing the laundry, going to the grocery store up in Dublin, and where Wade's supermarket was, and there was that laundromat there on the corner, and there was the Dublin pharmacy. And I would wander in there and grab my packs of baseball and football cards. 25 cents. Take all your mowing money. TLB says, yes, we've even ruined baseball cards. We've lost our way so many ways. Yeah. And it's weird you say that. I was at I went to Comic-Con down in Charlotte over the summer, and I saw boxes of cards. And you know how you used to be able to get a box of baseball cards? You'd see them in the store displays, and you'd have 4 rows of 12 packs or 3 rows, whatever it was. You'd have 36 cards, 36 packs in a box. Now it's like you get 4 or 8 packs. And you're like, and it costs you 17 times as much. Well, you've got a shot. There's at least one autograph in there. Oh, okay. Paul says deferred payments is the dumbest thing. What happens when they can't pay the players in the future? They get nothing. Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, yeah, how's that going to look? And I don't know why these players are willingly deferring so much salary. Now, I don't think Tucker's is, I guess it is deferred. They've got billions deferred in salaries, the Dodgers. So I don't know, man. I don't know how you pay all that. I really don't. You would save up your 25 cents for cards every way. Yeah. It was the most exciting thing in the world to get a new pack of cards. I couldn't wait. But I always would try because I wanted to get them home. But you just sit there and hold the packs, the wax packs. All the flat, dehydrated, broken pieces of gum. Yeah, I did that. When was the last time I had one of those? I don't know if it was a flea market maybe. But there was a guy who had really cheap packs from like the late 80s, Topps cards or whatever. They weren't very valuable. But I remember I bought a pack just for giggles, bought a pack or two because I wanted to open up the older packs, right? And then I opened it up and you got the cards. But then there was that piece of gum you guys are talking about. And I wanted to try it. The gum, of course, is stuck to the card that it was, behind, ruins the back or the front. It takes me to another story. But anyway, so I peeled the gum off and it was so hard. It's true. Gum was as soft as Panera bread. Exactly, Wayne. The gum not only hard, but when it starts to soften up, it gets like this pasty texture. Instead of it kind of being like gum and coming together, it kind of separates. It's just terrible. I won't do that again, but I wanted to try a piece of gum. Ted Hodge, Erie Insurance on the corner there. I know Ted well. My dad was an international guy, an international dealership. Okay. I'll take all suggestions. We'll see what roofing guy tells me today. I'm not expecting good news. Why would we, right? Why would we expect things that we pay for to actually benefit us? Right? Star Wars cards. Yeah, those were really popular. Those things have come back too. TV show cards. Yeah. And you can see those boxes when you go to comic shows and stuff. There are vendors who have all those, what you're talking about, Wayne. The old TV show cards. They're really cool, man. And I don't think I realized growing up there were that many cards for shows and things like that, movies. But I was at a card show years ago, and a guy bought a wax pack. I want to say, I remember exactly what it was. It was, at that time, the very sought after 1982 Cal Ripken rookie card. It was his Orioles rookie card. And it's the one where he's on there with two other prospects, right? It's not him by himself. There are two rookies for Cal Ripken. The one that came out in the traded set is the one that's more valuable, where it's just him. But this one was just, in the pack, and it was two other heads. And I remember a guy got it, like he got a pack, and it was unbelievable. But it was the last card in the pack, and it had that damn gum on it. And the gum was just stuck to the back of the card, right? And I remember he went from exhilaration, because he had people standing around and we thought it was really cool. He pulled that card. But then he realized this is going to ruin this card. And he sat there and he was trying to talk to dealers about how to get the gum off. And they finally came up with a solution. And I didn't see him again until later in the show. And I asked him about it. And he said, yeah, we got it off. And he goes, I said, how did it go? He goes, I had to throw the damn thing away. I said, really? He goes, yeah, it ripped the whole back lettering off. I was like, oh. And at that time, that card was worth, a couple $100, crazy. In RB Thunder, Rick Panera claims you should savor the flavor. Yeah, Paul, that may or may not have been Creed. Wayne says, I am back into all this nostalgia. What is this popping up on my screen? But comes with a price. Got my $6 million man Hallmark ornament yesterday. Yeah, I've had that. You're going to love that too. So I got mine years ago. It was actually marked down, but it's Steve Austin, Lieutenant Colonel Steve Austin. And you have to put a battery in it, and you push the button, and it has really cool sounds. You'll love it, man. It always goes up front and center on my tree. It's one of my favorite ornaments. I have that. I have Tony Gwynn, John Elway, Spider-Man hanging upside down, and Freddie Mercury. Those are my 5 ornaments. Virginia needs Dolphin Direct LLC, homeowners insurance. Gone to hell in the Old Dominion. Homeowners insurance has gone to hell in the Old Dominion. All right, peeps, look up Dolphin Direct if you need help. Maybe I will. Dolphin Direct LLC. May have to. Prometheus says he has an autographed Mike Schmidt rookie. Wow, congratulations, man. That's awesome. You won it off your best friend in 4th grade playing Tecmo Bowl. That's cool. Oh, Tecmo Bowl. I know somebody doesn't play Rick Watson in Tecmo Bowl. Chad Hyatt. It's a shame Chad doesn't show up in chat. No, the Freddie, it's really cool. I don't have it. It's put away now in the Christmas stuff. If I'm still doing this as we get closer to Christmas this coming year, I'll show it to you. But it's really cool. It was actually made in Italy. It's a wooden handmade ornament. It's really cool. It's got him in the yellow. He wore the yellow top, and it's when he would be at Wembley Stadium. It's really cool. I'll show you. Yeah, bicycle race is now part of a commercial. Get on your bikes and ride. Somebody posted they were at a modern concert, and this is cool. This is the power of that band and Freddie Mercury in particular. I don't know who the band was. I don't know what modern rock bands are great now, but they were in between sets, or the people were in place and they were waiting on the band to come out, and they started playing Bohemian Rhapsody. And this was a crowd of about 65,000, 70,000 people. And they had the recording going, and everybody was singing the song. I mean, I got chills. It was cool. And the quote up top said, "You know you're a legend when you've been gone for 40 years and you can make an entire arena sing your songs." It was really cool. And they sounded great. Yeah, AO used to play AO. I wonder if I could get away with playing that part on the show. I don't know. But that was at the Live Aid show where they stole the show. If you ever watch a documentary on Live Aid, Queen's set was the one that blew everything away. They call it maybe the best live 25 minutes of music ever. You need to see it. It's awe-inspiring. It really is. Now, I can't hit those notes early in the morning. Freddie did that, and to think about that too. When you see it a lot. You can go to Google. You can look up the concert where Freddie's doing AO, and all he was trying to do, really. I mean, I think he realized people might pick up on it, but he was really trying to get his voice. He was trying to hit all the elements of his voice, which was incredible because he had no limit to his range. And he was just trying to work out all the, and then people started immediately giving it. And so he just went with the moment, and it became one of the most iconic moments. No, Jen did not play, and I don't know if she's back to play this week. We're trying to figure it out, Prometheus. No, she did not. And we're trying to figure all that out with her. So I didn't hold her to that. She's looking for her mouthpiece. She's very upset about the mouthpiece. All right, we got Morris and Wayne talking about Dolphins Direct now. That's great. So we're going to find out. We'll get an update today, Prometheus, what Jen's going to do. I don't know what she might do. But she's been pretty upset. I get it. I mean, that's a mouthpiece she had for her sax when she was in high school. It was connected to her parents. And she wants the same model. She doesn't want just some new mouthpiece. So we'll find out today where we are with that. But when she does play, and she's not afraid to play, by the way, she wants to. I mean, she'll play. She's good. She's really good. So she's going to play Careless Whisper for us. She is. She really is. Please subscribe, like, and share our channel. Getting right up toward 800 now. We're trying to get to 1,000 at some point here this year. That'd be great. Please hit us up. See, the Dodgers did that last night. Yeah. So baseball's in a lot of trouble. And it's not just about bigger payrolls for bigger city teams. That's not what we're talking about. You can't have this discrepancy. So Sports Illustrated, which is no longer an actual legitimate publication, listed their top 20 greatest wrestlers in WWE history. The top 5 wrestlers, according to Sports Illustrated, are Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena, and I don't even know who the hell Roman Reigns is. You got The Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Bruno Sammartino, 6 through 10. They got Randy Savage at 11, Kurt Angle at 12. I don't even know who the hell is Roman Reigns. It's Sports Illustrated. They have no credibility. But the new Sports Illustrated just copies other people's work and has AI write their articles. But Shawn Michaels, arguably the most technically sound wrestler of all time. Mr. Perfect's not in here. I'm just looking at this thing. The Ultimate Warrior didn't make this. They got Andre the Giant at number 16. Andre the Giant's the most iconic wrestling figure of all time. Sorry, Hulk Hogan. Sorry, Rock. It's Andre the Giant. They got him at 16. They got something called The Edge ahead. No Ric Flair at all. Ric Flair's not even on here. And he was in the WWE for a while, wasn't he? Roman Reigns' father was one of the wild Samoans from back in the day. He played football at Georgia Tech. Is he any good? How's he number 5? No Sting. No Steiners are on here. You got Randy Savage, the Macho Man at 11, Kurt Angle at 12, Roddy Piper at 13, Edge. Who the hell is Edge? Randy Orton at 15. Then Andre, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Mick Foley, and Becky Lynch. Now, listen, there's been a lot of great female wrestlers, but Becky Lynch, I've never heard of 3 or 4 of those people on the list. But, yeah, no Nature Boy, and they've got Andre the Giant at 16. But that's WWE. WCW would be a separate list. Yeah, the Road Warriors were ahead of their time. The Four Horsemen, my all-time favorite wrestling organization. I love wrestling, man. I mean, I did. Absolutely loved it. I think we all did. I think all of us can relate to that era. And you know what? It was good. It was good for a long time, even as you get older and you realize the entertainment part of it and what these guys do is amazing. The storylines. Look, nobody's watching it thinking, oh, my God, this is really just real competition. Nobody. And I hate when people put an umbrella over it. Well, you know, it's fake. No shit. It's not fake. It's not fake. It's scripted. It's choreographed. It's just like a damn movie, okay? It's like a soap opera. It's like a continuous story. Those guys, what they do is real. The training they go through is real. The injuries that happen are real. The moves they put on them, they can really do those to you in real life. I hate that. I cannot stand that. I still get that from younger people. No kidding. Do you go to the movies? They're like, how can you watch that? Do you like TV? Do you like the movies? Do you realize that's not real life? Do you realize those are paid actors who can't scratch their ass without some script telling them to do it? But yet they want to go off on political topics and try to influence the world because they're so important, because they're adult pretenders. And they're like, yeah. I said, what's the difference? I said, and you go watch these guys who are real athletes. I said, the effort they have to go through to not hurt each other is more amazing than if this were them beating the hell out of each other. He did, Derek, 100%. Hulk Hogan took wrestling mainstream. He did. He did. That's a very accurate statement. We just lost Hulk Hogan. There were things that were controversial dug up about his past, but 100%. Hulk Hogan became bigger than anything wrestling had ever had, ever, from a worldwide perspective. Hulk Hogan did for wrestling what Michael Jordan did for the NBA and Nike. 100%. Give me Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. Rufus R. Freight Train Jones. Oh, I love Freight Train Jones. Johnny Weaver. He was one of my grandpa's favorites. Ivan Koloff, Gene and Ole Anderson, Black Jack Mulligan. Barry Windham's dad, by the way. Dusty Rose. Man, I love Dusty Rose. He was a promoter, too, behind the scenes. He was actually running a lot of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling at the time. He was one of the guys, one of the producers of it. Yeah, Flair was the best of all time. He was the best promo of all time. Absolutely. Best all time. And, I give him credit. When I watch those A&E documentaries, and they're terrific, by the way, the WWE wrestlers, there's not a lot of good stuff out there today in modern entertainment, but those documentaries are really, really well done. And you learn a lot about the person. They don't pull any punches. They take you behind the scenes of the business. They take you back behind the scenes of what a horrible person McMahon was. How matches, the rip-off match with Bret Hart, his is very good. There's a lot of good stuff, man. Bruno Sammartino. True, Robert, you're right about that. Bruno Sammartino was the 60s megastar. He was Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan, but Hogan took it internationally. Now, wrestling has always been international. It's been massive in Asian countries for centuries. Well, for decades. I don't know, centuries. For decades. Samoan countries. I mean, you in Mexico, I mean, wrestling is part of the culture. That's why you see the wrestling masks all the time with fans at American sporting events. So I'm with you on that. But Hulk took it to a different level. It's pretty cool. Now, Wayne and Morris here in chat have hooked up with their insurance histories. That's cool. Oh, that's cool, Prometheus. You just watched Halloween Havoc from 1992. I bet that was great. Robert says Reigns is not very good. Yeah, I've never heard of him. And even I've heard of like CM Punk, modern guys. I haven't heard of Reigns. I don't know. You know who that is. These guys are in great shape. The way they sling and slam it. Exactly. Joseph, and that's one of the things that intrigues me. They are legitimately strong and they are legitimately athletic. And I don't know. And what I love about it too, they protect each other. So when somebody's hurt, they know when somebody's hurt. And when you watch the Steve Austin documentary, remember when he broke his neck in the ring? And I don't remember who he was wrestling, and he couldn't move. And I think the referee first realized it, and then they did something to end the match pretty quickly. Those guys were talking, it's really, I don't know. The craft of it has always intrigued me. Always. Abdullah the Butcher makes me think of razors. So there's Wayne already backing out of coming to see us next Friday. A work obligation. Tisk, tisk, tisk. We tried, Morris. We tried to get Wayne there. We tried. Cancel it, Wayne. That's what Morris says. Was that who it was? Was it Owen Hart? Is that who broke Stone Cold's neck? Oh, okay. Something went wrong, didn't it? With the move and timing was off or something. You think about it, they act totally. They go through this and they rehearse how it's going to go and they work it out, and then they go in there and they have to hit it right, man. No, the Nature Boy wasn't on their hideous list, no. And you can't have any wrestling list without Ric Flair on it. That's true. And you learn that a lot too, Joseph, in those documentaries. They would drive up to the and somebody messed up because they had been drinking, and it was 3 of them, and they all 3 were supposed to be against each other, and they were pulling up, and there were fans there who saw them get out of the same car. And even though they have to assume that people know what wrestling is, your contract says you can't do anything to intentionally, misrepresent the illusion or the script. And they were like, oops. So then when they'd go to events, somebody would pull up, 2 guys would get out, or a guy would get out close to where the event was, the arena, the building, whatever. And the other guy would drive on in, and the other guy would just walk in, and that way, that would protect them. Call in sick, Wayne, Prometheus says. K-State Rob, he's in his 2nd run wrestling, 61 years old. He keeps doing it. That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. Yeah, it probably was. But still, he was part of it, and he was a big part of keeping it together, Ric Flair, in WWE. Well, Wayne, when this event elevates BDST to heights unknown. Shame, man, shame. Morris actively shaming Wayne for not showing up for our big powwow next Friday. That's funny. Look, I know all about being stuck with work obligations. I get it. I completely get it. Yeah, that's a bad list. The list is getting crushed, by the way. People in the comments. It's pretty bad. It's really, really bad. Yeah, so baseball, I'm getting a lot of messages here. Yeah, people agree. Baseball isn't going to have a season in 2027. Yep, not going to happen. And, Dodger fan is going to defend this, and, well, they're not doing anything wrong. Well, no, they're not. They're playing within the structure. I won't say rules. But I believe the owners, because it can't just be one team. Or 2 teams or 3 teams, 4 teams, whatever. You cannot have this type of discrepancy to this point. The Dodgers signing Tucker, his contract's worth than already most of the total payrolls of like the bottom 10 teams, 15 teams. Just terrible. Just terrible. Hey, Jeff, good morning. Yeah, happy chat. Chat's always a great place. People having fun. It's a Friday, heading into the weekend. Got to work tomorrow, hoops tomorrow, but NFL playoffs. Broncos game is the first game tomorrow. 4:30, so I'll miss a little bit of it. We play at 2:30. The 2:30 Saturday starts. They're trying to bribe. They're trying to bribe. We'll talk to Jen about that. Trying to bribe Wayne to the event by saying we're going to get Jen involved. What kind of pictures do the Dodgers have on Manfred? And yeah, the fish rots from the head. It always goes back to what Dad told me when I was growing up. The fish rots from the head. When things are being destroyed, it's not, for the most part, it's not the people who aren't making the most money. It's usually the people who are making the most money. Rob Manfred, as the commissioner, has not done anything good for baseball since he got there. The only thing good that came out of his thing is the pitch clock. The pitch clock has been a good thing. No. Nothing else he has done has been worth anything. But the pitch clock was good. But see, most of the time, the people who are in charge, who are ruining everything around them, will try to scapegoat others. And I think Rob Manfred has tried to do that with owners who he tries to say aren't spending money. They're not investing. You think the guy who owns the Pirates or the guy who owns the Royals is going to be able to even approach Kyle Tucker's agency and go, hey, we'd like to talk to him about potentially signing with us? Well, they're already out of it before they even – so no, just stop. But if you're paid like that, if you have that title as the head honch and things are falling apart around you, it's not everybody else's fault. And it's not the rest of these teams' fault in baseball that this thing is so lopsided. Crazy. Well, joining us now on the program, as we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants today, is that guy. It's Phil Elmassian. What's up, Coach? Coach Elmo. Good to see you.
Morning, Rick.
Oh, you got the Purdue representation. Joe Tiller being represented today.
You love Joe Tiller.
He's a hell of a coach, wasn't he? Wow.
He never left the 60s. Montana State grad. I think he's Montana State. Was an offensive line guy. He was another personnel, really good head football coach, personnel evaluator. He like few of them watched every scholarship player. And there's just a handful of head coaches that literally will watch every scholarship player that I worked for, and he was one of them. And he always talked about a Purdue guy. That's all he used to say. I want a Purdue guy.
Yeah.
It was just defined by the obvious love for the game, smart kids, and because Purdue was academically, it was a really outstanding school, and but that's what he wanted. He wanted guys that loved it, and he recruited Texas. When he was at Wyoming, he had a connection in Texas in terms of recruiting experience, because it is really good football. You can turn over rocks. Find a Purdue guy down there. He found a kid named Jacques Reeves, and he had a philosophy back in the day. If you took a January kid, a skilled January kid back in the recruiting cycle when that was late, when the signing date was February, the national signing date was February. So it was you started offering kids in January. You were behind, and it was late. But he had a rule that he wanted a track time. If you had a skilled kid, he wanted a track time. And that kid better have return skills and do a lot of multiple things. And so he took Jacques Reeves, who was like a 10, 300-meter kid in the state of Texas. He ended up competing in the Big Ten. I think he won it, first or second in the Big Ten, because he let him do track. And I got there as a DB coach, and it was his senior year. And he'd been he had an inconsistent career, and this is not about me, but this was about Joe. Joe really felt like he had fired the DB coach, and he hired me, and he felt like this kid could have made better and more contributions. And the kid was great. He did track in the spring, but if he had track meets, he was gone. But if he didn't have a track meet, he practiced football. He did not miss a day in the spring. And Joe gave him the options. And he had a heck of a spring development, had a great senior year, ended up drafted by the Houston Texans and had like a 10, 12-year career. The 2003 year I was there, under Joe, we had 7 or 8 NFL draft choices off the defense alone. And they were all second to mid-round guys, not free agents. They weren't lunch money guys. They were starters. They ended up, all of them, starting in a minimum of a 6-year career in the NFL. All 3 linebackers. Sean Gilbert, defensive end for the Chargers. I think his last name was Gilbert. Concussion syndrome, Rick.
I understand. Trust me. I do.
But I had Stu Schweigert. The secondary, I had Stu Schweigert, second round, third round draft choice. Bernard Pollard, another second round draft choice in the secondary. And Jacques Reese, 3 out of the 4 played in the NFL, had careers, 6 to 10 year careers. All 3 linebackers had careers. And we had a great team. We had a great foot. We tied Ohio State. It was the year after they won the national championship. We went into Columbus. It was a 13-13 overtime game. Ended up, they kicked the field goal. We lost. It was a great college football game. But Purdue was very dear to me. It was a great, I wish I had stayed there longer. Probably should have. It was a great experience. I love Big Ten football, and I always really enjoyed Big Ten football. Go to Iowa, Kinnick Stadium. It was classic place to play. So,
well, the peeps are excited that when we get into it, you're going to be breaking down Tech's portal class. I know that's something that you dive right headfirst into that. But you're busy now. Speaking of putting together classes, talk to Todd a little bit. I know he's been so excited. You guys are killing it.
Shit, he's killing me.
You guys are, man. And I started following their account in every hour. Brand new commitment. So
great. It's been fun. I mean, he'll usually send me about 3 or 4 guys in the morning, or by the morning and afternoon, I'm looking at a total of 6 kids during the day, 7. And one thing he's doing, I really, really like. I remember when he's doing what Paul Pasqualoni would do. And this is an NFL thing, rank them. He would always say, rank them. Okay, the last 3 kids you just saw, rank them. Who's number 1? Who's number 2? Who's number 3? Because he's running it like an NFL, the as we all call the board, the personnel board, and who is number 1? Who's number 2? Who's number 3? And if you lose a number 1, that number 2 becomes 1. And so, and that's where you gotta really be on point on those, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth kid in the ranking, because you're gonna lose them. The one kid you really want to have, you may get them too, but they're gonna go fast because everybody sees what you see, and they can help. I've always tried to make judgments. Can this kid give us 8 wins? Can he be productive on an 8-9 win team? Now it's 9 because they added the 12th game, but it used to be 8. Coach Norton always said the happiest people in the world were 8-3 back in the day. Because you got a bowl bid, everyone was happy. You go 8-3 in Carolina, they're ecstatic.
Oh,
they're going to the Peach Bowl and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And then we got basketball. Yeah, baby, we're on a roll.
Let's go.
But it's been fun. I told Tom, I told my wife last night, I said, you know what? If that sucker turns around and wins 8 games and goes to a bowl, I'm going down to that bowl and I'm going to demand a check.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't care if it's $500 or $1,000, but I'm going to tell you, they ever win 8 games, because I'm kind of feeling the pressure. You get to the point where you're going, it's like being on the staff. You're putting your credibility and everything on the line. But one thing about recruiting that can't even enter into the issue, just look at the tape, have your priorities and exactly what you're looking for. What you're looking for, the who, what, when, how, why, where, get those questions answered as you're watching this kid. And I don't have a lot of the information. I would hope that they would, because I don't know the character. I don't know you can see work ethic. If the kid's giving great effort on the field, he's going to do that in practice, because that's a developed trait, and then just when I watch kids and all of a sudden in the portal and they've got, let's say they played for 2 different schools. They've got like they've got like 600 plus plays on a season. You're going, wow, this kid's he really is in great condition because he's not injury prone. He's playing. As they say in the NFL, the greatest ability is availability, and you can't be in the tub and get better. So that's another thing I look for: the total number of snaps a kid has playing. But and then there's 2 things you try not to err on. You want to get kids that can run, I call it the ability to run. When kids ran 40-yard times, I could care less about the time. I wanted to see how they ran it. Were they grinding coffee? Was the head bobbing all over the place? We ever watched Jerry Rice run?
Oh.
His head never moves. His head never moved. It was just perfectly.
No.
And that whole body was totally compact. You could take a cylinder and put it over him.
Is insane.
No appendages ever left the body. It was smooth. And 4'7", 4'6'5".
Yeah. Couldn't be drafted because he was too slow.
No,
and then Bill Walsh said, "We're taking that guy.
So,
Thank you,
Walsh,
NFL."
And I think that players teach you what to look for after a while. Successful players, productive players. You get to learn from them from your memory bank. And I'm sure, because Bill Walsh in his book always said, there was 2 things in Bill Walsh's book that I read and I conveyed at Virginia Tech with the staff. And to this day, Todd still carries it through. You could, if you have him on, you can talk to him about it. But is number 1, in the 40 time, the most overrated determining factor of a young man's ability to perform in the game.
Yes.
He always said that. It was developed by the great Coach Brown at for the Cleveland Browns, and because he wanted to see how many guys what they could do on the kickoff team. So that's when he timed him in the 40. That's how it came about. And now you got the draft and the people looking at the 40 times. It's not about how fast he is. It's how fast he can transit, whatever his speed is, the transition to what I call top end speed. And you really want to see a blur of the feet. You want to see what I call upper body violence. Your upper body will control your lower body speed. For example, go out and run a 40-yard dash with your hands down by your side. When you see a kid run, you want to see, I always talk about pursuit and efforts. I better see those arms. I call it upper body violence. I better see violent upper body, and I don't want to see your armpits. And your feet will turn over. And that's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Your upper body controls the lower body speed, foot speed. So those are the things you start looking. But he's got, you try not to err. You want to get speed. But today's football, now, there's certain examples, some of height. You want length. You want as much arm length, as much height as you possibly can get. And a lot of people say, well, what's the difference between 1 inch? Well, 1 inch is if a 6'1" kid to a 6'2" kid to a 6'3" kid, you're talking 10 more pounds of growth with each inch. That's what I look at. It's nothing that's documented. It's nothing that's proven, but that's what I look at. So the difference between the 6'1" and the 6'3" is about 20 pounds of added growth when you're looking at bone structure and potential growth potentials, because that's key. Now, when you're looking at portal kids that only have 1 year left, that's it. If they're 20, 21, 22 years old on their 3rd school, that's it. What you see is what you get.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so you could be buying damaged goods. So, but we're looking at kids. I'm like one kid 6'5", 275, 1 D tackle. I'm not gonna tell you where they're from. Not fair. Another kid 6'5", 300. Another kid 6'5", 250, 6'4", 255. And these are DN type D tackles type kids. If they had 3 years of eligibility, some of these kids would make great offensive linemen. That's where you get your tremendous offensive line prospects.
Well,
so
Todd,
those are the kind of kids we've been looking for. I've been looking at and approving.
by the way, any fan or especially coach should have that Bill Walsh book. I have it. Finding the Winning Edge is the book I think you're talking about.
Tremendous.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Here's one other factor, too, that I've kept with me, and Todd and I discussed about the other night. I'll give you, and thank God I had read this book, because when I got to Virginia Tech, we had a kid named Bernard Basham. I think he's
Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry. Okay.
Yes.
For some odd reason, he was not one of Frank's favorites. There was an issue there, and irrelevant. I'm sitting there, so I took the job, and he was a defensive end. You know, the old wide tackle 6 days. He was one of those defensive ends, wide tackle 6. And all they were, J.C. Price was, he was. But I took all those ends, because he could run. He 4'8" kid, maybe 4'7", 5. Good basketball player. Really athletic kid. So I sat and talked to him, and I said, look, you between now and the summer, you jump 20, 25 pounds at least 20 pounds. I'm going to put you inside, because we're going to really, you're running a defensive end 4'8" or a defensive tackle 4'8". There is a big difference. And so we put him inside. And I told Todd, I said, Todd, Bill Walsh always talked about maximum performance during the day. He mentioned this in his book, where every human being has a peak performance hour of time during their day when they're at their best for whatever 2 to 3 hours of the day. And it made sense to me. You know, I'm thinking about just in the office when I'm coaching, and there are times in the day that I'm at my best. You're not at your best all 12 hours of the day to a point. Okay. And he talked about players and their snap productivities. Some kids can give you, like J.C. Price could give us 60 snaps of productivity. His first snap and his last snap were not a lot of difference. But that's a rarity. That's a very low percentage of player. So what you're trying to look at, and it really gives you a perspective where you can take a deep breath and say, you know what, this kid can help his football team. He can get in the 2 deep and be productive. So I started looking at 20 snap kids, 30 snap kids, 40 snap kids to 60 snap kids. And what kind of productivity are they going to be able to give for us as I watch them and perform? And Bernard Basham was about a 20 to 25 snap player. On the 26th snap, he's playing for the other guy. So
and you don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah. I said, he'll play for the opponent. And that doesn't mean he's a bad kid or a bad player. It's what it is. Now, those other 20 snaps, it's not what he can. He's given us a productivity. We'll win with his 20 snaps. Will give me a winning performance to 25. And he had a great year for us. And Todd's job was to monitor that, you know, in the game as we watch, as he started developing in practice with drill to drill to drill. You know, you could start to see after the preseason, you're looking, okay, this is a 20, 25 snap kid we can win 8 games with, minimum of 8. That you know, let's define it very quickly. You know, this is called Cliff Notes evaluation. I don't want dissertations. Give me the cliff. I used to always tell Janet, give me the Cliff Notes.
Give me the Cliff Notes version. Speaking of which, Todd gave me permission he said, ask. He goes, ask it. By the way, he's having a blast with you. He said it's been
a blast. We've disagreed on one kid last night. I think I got fired.
All right, but
he kept asking me, hey, go back and look at this guy. Now, he asked me to go back and look at one kid that I was really hard on. And then when I went, he goes, watch the Houston game. Because you can't watch them all. You have 500 snaps. It'd take you a day to watch a kid. So I go back and watch the Houston game, and I text him. I go, Sorry, take him.
Well, since you're going to be breaking down text class for us next week, one kid I want to ask you about, and he said, Elmo loves this guy. You got to ask him about Elmo. So you just got a commitment from Muaz Byard, linebacker out of Middle Tennessee State.
The Bird, Muaz Bird.
Bird, is that what it says?
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us
Muaz
about him. He said you absolutely love that kid from the first time you turned the tape. So this will be great for listeners. This will take them on a guy I know that you probably didn't know a lot about maybe until you got the name.
Nothing.
And you're like, but this is going to be cool for people next week when you start looking at the tech class.
Yeah. No, that kid, I'm not going to pull out his evaluation because he's, as I rank the linebackers, he's my number one kid because he is athletic. His brother, Todd was telling me, his older brother plays for the Chicago Bears. And
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I didn't know that either. That's what Todd told me. I said, wow, that's it. I said, well, you know what? I've always believed in bloodlines. It's in the bloodlines. He is a really athletic kid.
He looks great in uniform.
He's 6 foot 230, and he looks like he's 6'1". He's got length, but when you watch him when he runs, the feet he plays compact with his body. You never see his armpits, and he can tempo the ball. You got to be careful. Sometimes you try not to evaluate the coaching, but one thing you can evaluate is the decision making. You can sit there and say, okay, this kid takes coaching. He plays with a knee bend. His pads are square. He tempos the ball well, and when he sees, he'll attack the line of scrimmage. He's going to play on the other side, and he's what I call a thumper too. He's a thumper. When he hits you, he's going to hit you at his top end speed and not a collision hit. He will tackle at his top end speed, and every muscle fiber of that lower body's coming with it. And next thing you know, you could, if it was sound, if I was listening to the sound, you could hear the play, which I've always said. I've always told the players, I better hear this practice. I better hear great communications and nothing but pads cracking, And
I was excited about him. Todd's excited about him. Yeah,
he's athletic. He's what I call a 3-down linebacker, athletic kid. I would love to have coached this kid. I'll bet he's. My guess is he's a high character kid. My guess he's a high motor kid in practice. Those things on film are what you see consistently when you see a kid play the game. And I'm telling you, I watched him against, like, who was it? Indiana? I don't know, one of the Big Ten teams. And oh my God, he was fun to watch. So I loved him. He was my favorite.
How many times, that's interesting you say that, Coach, when you may not have met the kid, you don't know what kind of kid he is, but you watch him play. How many times has what you've seen on tape, like you just said, given you exactly what you need to know about the kid? Then you meet the kid, and he's exactly what you thought he'd be like because of what you've seen.
It usually equates. One of my examples was, I may have repeated myself on your previous shows with this, but I wish I'd saved this kid's DVD at the time, because it's a master class in evaluation. I get to Wisconsin. Barry tells me I got my first day, Friday. I get at 1 o'clock. I'm in the office. Recruits, the last weekend in recruiting. They're going to come in at 5 o'clock, 5-ish. Get together. He goes, "You got 4 hours. Here's 4 kids. They're all DBs. We got 1 scholarship left. You're the DB coach. Pick who you want." So
that's awesome.
Told the custodians, leave the buckets. I told you that one. Leave the paint buckets, because every time when you get a new job, they repaint the office.
Yeah.
And you'll be back in 4 hours if I screw this one up. So I'm looking at all of them, and long and the short is that there's one kid from East Hazelwood High in St. Louis. His wide receiver committed to Ohio State, so this school had traffic. I call it traffic. He's got coaches from Big Ten, particularly in this school, because the wide receiver committed to Ohio State. He's playing quarterback, safety, punt return, kick return. He never leaves the field. And he's making plays. Big punt returns, big kickoff returns, intercepting balls, running the ball, throwing the ball. He never leaves the field, and he's as productive as anybody. And you look and you're going, my God, this kid's a playmaking sucker. And, I said he's probably 4'6". I was lied about his weight. He told me he's 185 pounds. So I told Barry, I said, Coach, if he's not a corner for us, we'll make him a safety because he's a hell of a decision maker. You could see, just by being a punt return, you have to have judgment and you have to have courage to be a punt returner. Kickoff return, I can run kickoff returns. I may not gain 3 yards, but I can catch them. Punt returns, you talk about courage, being a punt returner, and judgment. It is as hard a thing as you want to do in football. Trust me, when people are coming down ready to knock your ass off. So he comes in at 155 pounds, and I said, that's it. Bring the custodians back. I'm done. Skinny old little thing. That son of a gun, but he was exactly the type of kid as you would expect on the film because he played the game with such passion and enjoyed playing the game. You can see kids that enjoy playing on film.
Yeah, that jumps out, doesn't it? Yeah.
You can. Oh, you can. And so he came in, and the best thing about it was great high character kid. Mom and dad was great. His dad was Big Charles, who he was scared to death of. And Big Charles, I met with Big Charles in my room one-on-one. He says, Coach, I'm sending you a really good boy. I've worked my tail off 18 years raising this, or 17 years raising this youngster, and he is a good kid. I expect him to be a better man when he leaves you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
If he's not making decisions that's in his best interest, you take your 9.5 and put it where the sun don't shine and call me. And I had to call him one time in his career, and the kid was begging me not to. He's crying, begging me because he didn't come up in the car and beat his ass. that was the kind of parent you want. So, yeah, you can. Sorry for the long rant.
No, that's interesting.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. My bet is, see, this kid here, this Bird kid, I'll bet $100, may lose it. This kid's high character because the way he plays the game with the passion he plays with, just, all the things you see, you go, oh, no, this kid loves the game because they're getting their butt kicked by people, and it is no different. No different.
What's the most important, they're asking in chat here, what's the most important physical attribute that you value as an evaluator?
Ankle flexibility. Because
so it's not speed, not necessarily speed or strength or an all-encompassing word. It's just
ability
specific.
to run. But what ankle flexibility does, I've mentioned this to you before, Rick.
You have, yeah.
Next time you're watching Radford, I know you got to go play by play. Just watch your ankles. You're gonna find out this kid's not a good athlete.
Yeah,
this kid's a better athlete because what ankle flexibility does is it loads hamstrings, glute muscles. When you're working off the front half of the foot, when you see a kid that's totally on his toes, literally like a ballerina, no. When you see that foot, it's just flat foot, It's like, ever see that Charlie Chaplin thing with the potatoes?
Yeah.
You ever see, when you see that, here's the problem. It's not that he can't play. You got to be careful. Can't, never, always. Don't recruit with those three things. Don't ever say can't. Don't ever say never. Don't ever say always. Okay? Because that's forever. I mean, that doesn't mean that they're not being able to play the game. But when you do have ankle flexibility, your transition to top end speed is better than the ones that don't. Your change of direction is better than the ones that don't. And guess what? If you can't change the direction, you're going to miss a lot of tackles. So it all equates back to productivity in terms of, especially on defense, one is tackling. The change of direction and tackling is so critical because This is a game of point A to point B to point C, and it's straight lines. And then you got what if you're 4.8, if you can transition to 4.8, I'm good with that. How fast do you get into that 4.8 when you have to change that direction to get productive? Because remember, it's all about one thing, Rick, the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
The ball is the program. Wherever it is, get there in a hurry and arrive in a bad mood.
To the ball, right?
But that's it.
Arrive in a bad mood. I like that.
Yeah, arrive in a very bad mood, that you hate everybody. And but ankle flexibility is my number one thing. The first thing I go to. Then it's hips. Then hip flexibility, is because you got to be able to create power angles. Is he a waist bender or a knee bender? If he's bending at the waist, not good. He's playing with because as a wrestler, where the head goes, the body follows. And you're a waist bender, you'll be tackling the ground, and that doesn't count.
What is the other questions that are coming out, Coach? And then we'll let you go. Appreciate you jumping on today. But what is the big? Okay, you've been all over the country at power leagues recruiting these kids. Is there a major drop off in kids' ability when you're at Wisconsin, Purdue, Virginia Tech, wherever it may be, Alabama, LSU, as opposed to looking at these guys for UAB? Or do you just bring the same thing there and realize that I still need the same type of play?
The school is irrelevant to who you're recruiting for. There's two kinds of schools. There's projection schools and selection schools. Now the portal kind of you can't. It's free agency, and they got to be able to be. They got to be number one. They can't be 2 on your depth chart if you're going to the portal. To me, if you're going to the portal, they got to walk on the field and start.
They've got to start. Yeah.
We're not messing. I'm going to the portal for a reason. And by the way, if I got scholarship kids on that team, let's say it's defensive tackle, I'm telling those kids, I'm giving this position away to this kid, and you better be right, because the fastest way to lose a football team, trust on a football team, is playing kids that cannot play, or playing them because. You asked me this one question before about money discrepancies. If there's a kid making a lot of money and he's not performing, but you're still playing him, you're going to lose a football team. You will lose trust. Players know good players. They know the good players.
That's right.
And they want you to recruit. They trust in you. You earn their trust when you bring in good players because they want to win. But so if you're playing a kid that's making $500,000, spending $1 million, and he's not performing, but he's still playing, you're going to get an FU moment from you're going to get the FU eyes when you walk in that locker room, and you're going to lose a football team. So regardless of the conference, now I know Coach Tiller when he was in Purdue. And one of the coaches, with Texas kid, Oklahoma's offering him, Texas offering him, Southern Cal, he just leaned forward to go, get off him.
Yeah.
You're not getting him. I don't care what he's telling you. Okay? All right? He's not coming to Purdue. All right? And so, so you got, of the kids I'm looking at UAB, I'm looking at these kids and I'm going, yeah, could they? I compare him to kids. I'll look and I'll say, what he reminds me of J.C. Price. He'll remind me of Jamar Fletcher, a kid that was. I'll just go back through.
Sure.
And it's not fair to compare kids, but I do like seeing kids that I've been with, even walk-ons that turned out to be great players. When we had them at Wisconsin, I'm telling you, we had kids become great players. I had a walk-on safety named Jason Doring. In 756 plays, he missed 10 tackles.
Wow.
That's all he missed at
wow.
safety. And he hit nobody below the chin strap. Nobody. And he was probably one of the top safeties that ever played in the Big Ten. Lloyd Carr told me that, the old great Michigan coach. But that, now you just look at a kid and you're looking to see, can he win 8 games for the team I'm coaching at? I don't care who it is. Can I get 8 wins out of this? Can he be productive to give us 8? That's my standard when I look at a kid. So, like I said, if we win 8 and go to a bowl, they better send me a check.
I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
I got to ask you a question. Right?
Yeah.
What the hell? I watched that Virginia Tech basketball game the other night. Oh, my God. That son of a gun. Is that kid that good?
I don't know. I was coming back from our game. We won Radford. We won on the road, and I was coming back, and I was listening to the end of it, and I thought, okay, because I was going through North Carolina, so I was picking up some Tech affiliate, and I'm like, did he just hit that? It was, I don't know. Yeah, he's pretty good.
It was on the other side of the half court. I mean, it wasn't even at the line.
I know.
A running one-hand jump shot. Running one hand.
It's a lucky shot, but you know what? Teams, coach, they practice that. They do. That's something that's practiced every day. Those half-court shots just like that, and it happened to go in. And,
well, you know what? It was crazy. I hated it for Virginia Tech. But I never seen that before. I never watched it live. You see the ESPN top 10 plays. Well, I'm sure that's going to be number one.
It's crazy.
It was, and you know what, Rick? It was nothing but net. It never.
Oh, I know.
Nothing. It just nothing. It was like dropped from above.
It just dropped right through there. Hey, our next guest is here, Coach. But he wants to say, "Hey, you ready? Here you go. Look at that guy,
St. Elmo."
My guy, we played against each other in the Tobacco Bowl.
Yes, we did back in the day.
Yeah, that's cool. Really?
That's when men were men. Damn it.
Yeah, 2 and 3 a day practices, no water, salt pills.
No water on the field. Hey, they talked about the good old days. What the hell was so good about them?
That $15 a month laundry money. What do you mean?
Yeah, $15 laundry money to what? Get your ass beat every day in practice. I thought my middle name was SOB. USOB.
Or you know good, SOB.
You know good. When it was prefaced by you know good, SOB, you know you may not be on the bus. This guy is my all-time favorite. I can't believe it. Hey, you know what? Next time I come to Blacksburg, when you do retire from this crap, I bet that statue they got of Frank outside the stadium, they better have one for you sitting right next to him.
Yeah, so they can throw rocks at it.
I don't care what. So what? Who cares?
That's right. You're up. It's up.
Well, that's the case. I'll make my own damn statue.
Do it. You know what? I'll help you. You deserve it.
St. Elmo. St. Elmo was the savior, Rick, when he came here. I mean, that thing was there. There was a lack of discipline, and boy, he got things going and put him back on the right track. He was, I call him the savior, St. Elmo.
Yeah. Bud Foster says the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
It was fun. It was, hey, I ran it like a fair program. It was the junction, baby. I mean, we were in the portal way before the portal.
That's true. I mean, Elmo had a guy he had come down there who was playing defense, and he just cut him. Said, "Go to the offense. I don't want you anymore."
Yeah, go down there.
Hey, we tried. Oh, poor old Jeff Holland. We're gonna. I told Todd. I said, I don't know, but he's a smart kid, brilliant Western Branch. And all of a sudden, he's out there, and I go, let's send him to offense. This kid can't run. 5'1", 5'2". He was the slowest. J.C. Price could run. Bernard could run. Jackson could run. They're all former tight end fullbacks or back. The inside. So he was the slowest of the group. Well, one scrimmage, we had about 120 play scrimmage, and they all got hurt. J.C. was hurt, and Jackson was down a little bit. So this kid played. Jeff Holland went 100 snaps without a break. 100. We weren't trying to run him off, but I was trying to move him to offense. Because I like the kid. So we come in on Sunday, and we're looking at the scrimmage tape, and the 100 snap was like the first snap. He is fighting and fighting and fighting. And I turn to Todd, I go, damn, we got to keep this kid. And he turned out to be one hell of a football player. You talk about He should, if there was NIL, he should have been paying us.
Hey,
I'll
Elmo,
let you two guys.
Elmo, that was back in the day when you could get by with running 100 plays, right?
Oh, hey, listen, remember, Mike, I did something there that they just, to this day, people go, no, you didn't. Yes, we did. We full pads Monday through Thursday, full pads.
Yeah. You know, when Jerry Claiborne was here, I remember one scrimmage we were having. This was in the spring. And, you know, Strzok was there, and we were just throwing the ball all over the defense. And he was so hot, so mad. He was sitting up in that tower with that microphone. Run it again. Go back to the 20. And those guys on defense, we were just like young kids. You know, we were like in the first freshman, sophomore class. He said, those guys on defense kept saying, don't you understand? If you let us stop them, you can get off the field. So, I mean, we're trying to do our best to score, you know, and go down the field, which we were. And by gosh, boy, finally, after a while, they said, you know, you dumbasses, let us stop you and you can get off the field. That was that learning curve.
That was Jerry's pride and joy is defense now.
Oh, yeah. Defense, special teams, man. If you throw the ball, 3 things happen. 2 of them are bad.
2 of them are bad. But you know what's crazy, Mike? And I'll let you go. What Jerry never get enough credit for, look at the quarterbacks he had.
Oh, my gosh.
Bob German.
Gil Schwab.
Don
Strzok he had.
Don Strzok. Come on.
And all those guys are 6'5" and could throw the ball.
Pro prospects.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Maryland. Same thing. He got such a knock on his offense, especially at Tech, you know, but the quarterbacks he had were unbelievable. Yeah. They were as good at quarterbacks as you could want in the country.
Yeah.
In one place.
Unbelievable. And that's why Dan Henning has so much success.
Hey, if they only had a tight end worth a damn he could throw it to, they'd be remember, I intercepted Don Strzok when they threw a slant. Shouldn't have been interference because our strong safety picked off, I think it was Ricky Scales, somebody, I don't know, picked him up. And Don Strzok, the ball left his hand, and you could see his oh shit expression as it left his hand. It hits me in the chest. I got a bruise to prove it. That ball came out, and I said, "Look, I intercepted this ball twice. It hit me. I had it, bounced up, caught it again."
And you had pads on.
And I had pads on. And it still hit me right in the sternum. And with the pads were, and it bruised me. That ball came out so hard. I said,
absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, I'll let you guys go. Cool.
Elmo, you're the best. You're the best, Elmo.
You, my friend. Statue time, baby.
St. Elmo. I'll get you there for the unveiling.
Hey, there you go. Coach, we'll see you next week, Coach, for the Virginia Tech breakdown.
Go Hoosiers.
There you go. Go Hoosiers. All right. Thanks, brother. Be good, Coach. How good is that guy, Mike? How good is that guy? Yeah, this is probably when I'll lose my. Let me see here. Let me see if this.
Here we go again, Rick.
Yeah, I know because somebody's leaving. Yeah, can you not hear me now? Not at all. Okay, let me do this again. Hang on.
I have to send another invite.
Yeah. Let me do that. So we have a thing here on the show that I'm doing that right now, Mike. So when somebody leaves the studio for some reason, we lose audio connection. So we're going to go ahead and just kick Mike, and then he'll come right back here. There we go. So he's got a new one. How great was that? That's fun. I'm glad the people that mattered during that time understand how crucial Coach Elmo was to Virginia Tech's surge into what happened in the mid-90s and beyond. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, the amount of respect. But it's good stuff. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, for some reason, man, it's just got this little, and I've sent them a note about it in this studio, and it's been great. But when somebody leaves, messes with the audio of the next guest. So I don't.
You got to keep your hand on that clothes hanger, Rick.
I know. Hey, at least I can afford clothes hangers, unlike the radio station.
1 foot on the ladder.
Yeah. Oh, that was. You go in some mornings and, hey, Rick, by the way, the tower's down. Oh, thanks.
Do we need a tower?
Yeah, do we? Is that important? It sounds important.
It's like having a car without a steering wheel. Right?
Yeah, exactly. How great is Coach, man? I mean,
he's the best.
The guy, and he's still doing it. He's helping Grantham out down at UAB. It's great.
Yeah, he's something else. He's a classic. But he really did a heck of a job while he was here. They needed Elmo's fire, and he got to him. He got that defense going for sure.
He did. Well, Mike, a lot of people asking about SMU, man. And, I was coming back from Radford, and I'm listening, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Boopy gets them in the end. And your thought, but all three losses in conference, just heartbreaking, tough end-of-game scenario.
Yeah, and it makes you just feel like, okay, let's get Tyler Johnson back. Let's get the rest of these guys that are hurt back. And they're worth 3 or 4 points, right? You probably be undefeated in league play, but you got to battle through injuries. Everybody at some point will be doing that, just like Boopy was out against the Duke team, right? And so he comes back, and he had 5 points in the first half and lit them up in the second for 19. Same thing with Stanford. But, the kid, you got to give him credit. He draws contact. He had 16 free throws, I think, and the whole Virginia Tech team only shot 18. And so he made the plays at the end of the game, and that half-court shot was something else. I mean, I told Zach on the air, I said, they're going to get the ball to Boopy. Whatever happens, that's where it's going to go.
Yep.
And so it's like, you got to cover the guy, and he did as good as he can. And, does he make that shot? How many times out of 10 does he make it?
Exactly. That one time.
Yeah. So, it was in the cards. They made a great shot. Horn sounds, game's over. Just crazy, but the Hokies had their chances. Missed 2 front ends of 1-and-1, less than 5 seconds left.
I know.
That game should have been over.
It was over. Yeah, I know.
Then they had a careless turnover on an inbound. You just those little things. You got to play 40 minutes, especially in this league. These teams are good enough, and SMU had not lost a game at home. They were the highest scoring team in the league at 89 points. And the Hokies held them like 10 underneath that.
Yeah.
They did a lot of good things in the game, but just couldn't defend them on that last shot, and missed free throws killed them.
And those are things that are practiced every day. People wonder why they practice those inbounds. Trust me, they're not. It's not for a lack of practicing. Sometimes that happens. That's why you do it, right?
Yeah.
Situations is what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, disappointing, and but you got to have a short memory because you got to turn around and play Notre Dame tomorrow at noon. So. One of those things, you got to turn the page, and the team had a hard time getting back. They couldn't land in Blacksburg. Mike Young told us last night on the radio show he walked into his house at 5 a.m. yesterday morning. So
yesterday morning? What happened?
Well, the game was Wednesday night, so Thursday morning at 5 a.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was thinking. So he got in at 5 a.m. That's crazy.
5 a.m. He got in his house, because they had to go to Roanoke. Couldn't land in Blacksburg. Had to go to Roanoke. You're on Central Time out there, too. So you pick up that hour, and then, the bus is sitting there thinking, okay, are they going to land in Blacksburg or Roanoke? So I guess the bus was a little bit late getting to Roanoke. And then you got to go back to Blacksburg after you unload the plane. And so, it's just, those 9 o'clock games on the road. Like we got one next week. Rick, we're playing Syracuse next week at 9 o'clock on the road next Wednesday night. And you got to turn around and come on the road at Louisville Saturday.
So you got back-to-back roads, and one of them's at 9 next week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Will you come back and then fly again, or will you just go from New York down to Kentucky?
I think we're coming back and then go back late. We're going to leave Friday afternoon, I think, to get to Louisville. I think that game's in the afternoon, maybe at 4 o'clock or something. So I think the team is doing that too. But I know some of the support people, SID, they're going right from Syracuse to Louisville. Just because of that, try to omit that leg.
Sure.
Now, if the weather's bad and up in Syracuse, which 99% of the time it is, that could change things.
Yeah, it really could. The deeper you get in the winter, you don't want to play at Syracuse. That's true.
I know. Gosh, the first 5-6 times we went up there, I never saw the ground. It was always covered
always white
in snow. Yeah.
Well, and to your point, the league is really good, and on the road in the league, this league has really stepped it up this year, Mike. It is really deep. The ACC is really, really tough this year.
It is, and there's no gimmies. I mean, every team seems like can get you on one night. They got enough good players that they've picked up from wherever, the portal or whatever, and that's the way it is. You just got to play, and you got to execute, and you got to make your free throws, and just do the little things to try to have a chance to win every night. It's hard.
Well, speaking of the portal, the commitment that most Tech fans have been waiting on finally was official. It had been done for a while, but they had to wait on some things. But Ethan Grunkemeyer is going to be the new quarterback. And, we were trying to discuss, Mike, he looks like he's more of a pure traditional pocket type of guy. Who is the last guy? You've called them all. So which one? Is it Drunkenmiller? Who's the last pure pocket guy you can think of that Tech has had like that?
Maybe Ryan Willis. He didn't get out of the pocket much. Yeah. He was that can't play with scared money, guy.
Yeah.
He didn't move much. Druckenmiller, of course, didn't, for sure. But gosh, you go through the rest of them, the Brian Randalls, the Tyrod Taylors, the Michael Vicks, all of them could run. Motley, he didn't run too much. He did run some. And obviously, you think about who
the
else?
Brewer kid? Was the Brewer kid?
He could run, but he didn't run much. He'd much rather sit back in the pocket. Yeah. And, so it's been a while, but if you got a guy back there, it's like when you look at Fernando Mendoza, right? He doesn't run it a ton, but he does have some wheels. When that defense, when they're in man covers and everybody's gone the other direction and those four guys rush you and you get a break, there's a big old empty room space out there. And he took advantage of that the other day for sure. So it can happen. Yeah.
Well, now that things are basically done, pretty good feeling, a vibe amongst this class. Of course, we'll never know till they get here and see how they get acclimated and how they start to play together and get used to the coaching staff. But it looks like that James Franklin accomplished what he wanted to out of the portal, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. I think he got positions covered. He's going to see what it's like, obviously, with what he's got coming back from Virginia Tech, and then the addition of the recruiting class and then the addition of the portal. So they can start back school Tuesday, the first day back, and I'm sure they'll get after it quick because spring game will they set the date for that on the 18th of April, which was good. It's going to be free admission. He's going to try to fill the place up. Last year they charged for it, and the crowd wasn't very big.
No.
And so it's going to be free admission. And I think he wants to see those guys live and in action. So winter workouts will be probably fun, interesting, intense. And he's going to see what he's got pretty quick.
Yeah, that'll be the one big advantage of this game that would be more of a selling point along with it being freeze. If it's a game that you're going to be looking at, okay, we're going to have some guys out here that will be playing for job, like make it a real competition thing without making guys vulnerable to injury at the same time.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you go through spring practice. I mean, when you get that depth chart and who's going to play and start and be in a spring game, I mean, that's what it's going to start in the fall. And you don't have a lot of time in the fall. The way the rules are now with 2 days and limited hours and all that sort of stuff, with the damage that you do in the spring is going to tell where the pecking order starts in the fall. And unless you just totally drop off the cliff and don't work out in the summertime or come back in bad shape or, that's where it's going to start. And that's where you're going to have to perform and do it in a short, quick time. So, yeah, this spring practice is going to be huge for these guys. And the winter workouts obviously are going to be a real key going into spring to see what you got. You only got those 15 practices.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you forget about that. I forget about that.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like nearly enough, does it?
That's back in the day with Elmo. We were practicing 20 days, and I think he had one day maybe in shorts and shoulder pads or something. The rest of them are like full pads.
Yeah, right.
There were no time limits back then.
No. And the football was much better, one can argue.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on.
I remember one of the worst ever, Rick, was when we had bad weather and we had to cancel a couple practices. We didn't have the Rector Fieldhouse back in the time.
Yeah.
And so we had the spring game and didn't have our amount of 20 practices in. And we had to go out about 3 days after the spring game. You talking about a drag now. Because that spring game was a pretty good ending of the season and the nice party time,
Yeah, right. Mike's party time.
The last thing you wanted to do is go out and put the pads back on Monday. That was the worst.
Yeah, don't mess with Mike's party times. Come on, it's over. Work time's over now.
Oh, gosh.
So the staff, is it just one more? They're looking for the safety coach. Is that right? Is everything else pretty much shored up staff-wise?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's pretty much done, too. I think they were just waiting maybe for the Steelers to complete the season, which happened. And but I haven't heard an official thing yet. I'm sure there's paperwork to do and all that. But, yeah, if it hadn't been announced since I've been gone for 3 days, I don't know. But, yeah, that'll be taken care of, and they'll get everybody in there and rock and roll time. Still got some support people to get. But, yeah, looks like it's coming together real well.
Well, Mike, let's turn our attention to Monday. Here it is, this amazing story of Curt Cignetti, and here's Miami, which is a great story in its own right out of the ACC, but obviously it's all about Indiana, and can they pull this thing off? Now, you saw Miami up close and personal. We know how talented they are across both lines, but how do you see the Canes holding up in this game? It feels like it's going to be a low-scoring battle. It's very similar makeup across both fronts.
Yeah, it is. I mean, turnovers probably will decide it, that kind of thing. And can Indiana get some big plays? I mean, gosh, the big plays they made in that game, the turnovers they created, I mean, they just wore them out. And you got to feel like they're destined to be their year. I mean, you got the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, you got skilled people. But Miami's defense is big. They're good. We'll just see if they don't lose their cool. I mean, I thought they didn't play very well. Penalties, they made some mistakes in that game. Yep. And we'll just have to see. But I think the odds are that Indiana will win. I don't think it's a big home field advantage for Miami because when the lights come on, that thing is going to be neutral. At best, Indiana just is they travel really well. And we'll just have to see. But I think I like Indiana as much as you want the ACC to win and be good for the league. I just think Indiana's the better team.
Well, and thanks to Miami in large part, the ACC's proved its point. I don't care about – I understand everybody's dealing with the same thing. Kids are not playing in these games anymore. I get it. But the ACC stood its ground in the postseason. SEC, once again, did not. All I'm saying is all we hear all year by the media is how much more dominant that league is. It just means more. Well, you know what? Maybe the ACC was a lot better than people give it credit for, right?
Yeah, that's it. They're complaining, we would like to get 7 teams in. Like, come on. I know. You're going to do that, you got to go to like 64 teams.
To make it an NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But, I mean, I hope they do make some changes, tweak it a little bit, and
I think they will.
Figure out how to do the bowls better and, the time off. And I think they need to have more home sites, especially for the teams that get the bye. It seemed like they would deserve it. But we'll see what happens. But this should be a whale of a game. Ticket prices are outrageous. I mean, and it's in a great city, Miami. You got everything there. It's going to be fun to watch the spectacle that it is. And I was talking to one of the Hockey Club people here. Is volunteering to go down there, and he's working with the Indiana team.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Last year he went. I think last year he had. I think he had Ohio State. He said, but they didn't really use me as much because they had so many people. He said, but Indiana, he's going to be responsible, I think, for the coaching staff and whatnot. And so he's looking forward to going down there and doing that for 5 or 6 days. That's a nice little vacation break, especially in the city of Miami. We got great weather.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad he gets to experience that.
Yeah,
because that'll be cool. That'll be fun. I just feel I agree with you. It feels like Cignetti's going to finish this thing off. Mendoza makes such a difference. He's just a little more polished than Beck. I think the quarterback makes a few more plays.
I do too. I mean, it reminds you so much of when Joe Burrow was at LSU. That team was dominant.
It does.
I mean, it's just like the same thing. I mean, they're just cruising through and just whipping people's fannies, right? Just took care of Alabama. They took care of Oregon. I mean, they're really good. And, gosh, they create turnovers, and Ole Miss was just out of whack, I mean, that was a good win for them.
Well, tomorrow you mentioned Notre Dame. You got that great time, man. I love noon starts on a Saturday.
Yeah, especially when they're home.
Yeah, when you're home and you can get out of there. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, Notre Dame's anybody can beat you, so they're going to have to play well. They got to get that one out of their system. And again, in this league, Rick, in any league, you got to protect your home court because it's hard to win on the road. And the Hokies are already down 1 when they lost to Stanford at home. So to try to pick that one back up. And again, you got to steal some on the road, especially when you know you got Duke coming in. That's going to be a hard game no matter where you play them. So, yeah, this will be an important game tomorrow, and I think they'll rebound and be good. And I think Tyler Johnson's getting close to coming back.
Good.
Maybe another week, week and a half, and so that'd be good too.
Okay. How does this Lawal look like he's getting back in the flow? Okay.
Yeah, he's getting a little more rust off. He had a pretty good game the other day. He scored double figures, had I think 8 rebounds. Still a little bit rusty, but yeah, I mean he's a rim protector and a good rebounder, and he can finish. So that's it's great to see him get back out there and getting more into the game. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
And Dorn was back as well, so he only played 11 or 12 minutes, but he's a big force.
Yeah, he is. Well, you're right. It's going to be a different February when all those guys are back. It's gonna.
Yeah, and you want to be playing your best ball at the end of the year, so that's clearly one of those things. I mean, I love the Joe Lenardis of the world that already got you. You play one ACC game and you already got the first 4 out, and this like, dude, come on. They're like, are they paying you to do this?
I can't stand that. I know the things they do at that network and those.
It's like the weatherman, you can do, it's going to be partly cloudy today.
Exactly.
No matter what it is, you still got a job. Well,
yeah.
I can predict, there's 64 teams.
Yeah, right.
First 4 out.
They're in. Yeah. I can't. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. Well, listen, man, have a great call tomorrow, Mike, and we'll talk to you before you head out for your journeys next week as well. So. Yeah,
I think we leave a little later on Tuesday, so she should be good to go there.
Okay.
Who you guys got tomorrow?
Pretty good. We got Longwood coming in. It's a little common. Okay. They're kind of the new rival now with Liberty out of the league, so that's it's always pretty intense. It's become a pretty intense rivalry pretty quickly. So, and they're pretty good. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, good luck. Have a good call.
Yeah, man. You too. You too.
Yeah. Thanks to Louise. She texted me from across the way when we were playing Cal last weekend, and she waved at me. She was across the way. I said, "Where are you sitting?" And she waved out her section. She said, "I'm waving to you now. Look over there." And there's Louise standing up waving. She had some good seats over there behind the visiting bench. And it was great to see her from a distance.
Yeah, we love Louise. She's family. She's part of my family. I know that. And her support is unbelievable. And you talk about great people who are great at what they do, like yourself. She's one of them, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. She's the best.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, brother. You stay safe, man. Sorry about that, Mike. I didn't mean to hit it that early. You stay safe, and we'll talk again on Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks, brother. Take care. Yep. Mike Burnham's appearance brought to you by Louise Baker, Long and Foster Realtors, 540-320-0382. We're going to honor Louise. She also sponsors Radford basketball, and we're going to honor Louise on the 24th. She gets a recognition. Yeah, so she's not only obviously a Hokie through and through, but we get her down at Radford. So Louise is coming next Saturday, and we'll get to see her. Thanks, Louise. We appreciate you as always. If you have a realty need and you're trying to figure out to sell a home, buy a new home, it's the Louise Baker team, Long and Foster, 540-320-0382, nrvhomes.com. For some reason, the ticker went down during Coach Elmo's segment, so it's bad. I pay a little too much for this studio for things to keep going awry the way it does. But anyway, frustrating. It's frustrating. Yeah, it could, Prometheus. Those are 2 damaging losses. Yeah, Mike Young was pulling no punches about you don't want things to look good. You got to win games. Those are games that if things, are up and down, you watch them, they pass the eyeball. I want to get them healthy again. I think that's going to change things a lot. But yeah, they got to win some games now. Fire my producer. Well, it's not even like anything that I can control. It's like you look up and it's hard to describe. So I have a column here of everything. And then I looked up and it was gone. Like all of the stuff was gone. It was gone. It was gone. So it came back toward the end there with Mike. So thanks, Louise. Joining us now on the program. There she is. Oh, looks like she's got big city life behind her. You're in New York.
I am in New York. Isn't that fun?
Oh, that is fun. Hey, is that Times Square down there?
It is, right outside my room.
No, that's pretty good. Look at you. You're staying in right downtown New York City. That just seems to fit.
I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that's good. I'll interpret it in a good way.
Yeah, it is. It is. You got your hair a little different now.
Well, it was kind of out of desperation.
No, it looks fine. Your hair always looks fine.
I don't know. It was a little quick hair job trying to make it work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what are you doing in New York? Here we go. You're gonna move to the big city? You're gonna let the big city take you away?
No. The answer is no. I'm at the National Collegiate Jazz Championship, and the Gamecocks are here. The Gamecock Jazz Department was picked one of the top 10 programs in the country.
Yay!
To compete, and we're competing this weekend. And it's our big band, our 18-piece. It's 18 or 19 students, and they're going to compete against some other schools, perform for each other. And there's a jazz combo competition too. So it's going to be tons of fun. I'm really, really excited.
Oh, that's awesome. So how long are you in New York? You in New York all weekend?
I'm here through Monday afternoon.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness. Won't be much sleep for Jen in the next 72 hours.
Well, already there hasn't been that much because I woke up at 3:30 yesterday to come here, and then we hit the ground running. We went to the Louis Armstrong House and Museum, which I learned he goes by Louis Armstrong, not Louis. Did you know that?
I don't know if I consciously knew that, but I have heard people call him Louis Armstrong before. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently that is his preferred pronunciation. Of course, he's no longer with us, so past tense. But it was really cool to see his home where he lived in the 70s in Queens, New York with his wife. It was considered a showpiece, very modern 70s house, and it's been retained that way, and it's in pristine condition. So we got to see that. And then our trumpet students got to play his horns yesterday, which was very moving. So they brought their own mouthpieces, and then they had little gloves that they let them wear and play the horns. So it was a really cool way to start our trip or our time here.
Well, you're our BDST showpiece, so I get all that.
I don't feel like I look it right now. Like the lighting in here is terrible.
It's great.
Thank you.
Speaking of mouthpieces, where are you? Have you made any progress? Where are we?
I have made progress, and shout out Paul Hightower because he is my best lead. He helped me connect with some people at Duquesne who knew one of my former sax mentors. This is so complicated. My sax mentor, his name is James Hulick. I studied with him at North Carolina School of the Arts when I was in high school. That's how I started playing on those mouthpieces. He ended up teaching at Duquesne. He's retired from Duquesne. Paul helped me connect with him through their music faculty there, and I'm going to be communicating with him. And he offered to handpick some similar mouthpieces that he has, and he's going to send them to me. So it's going to work out. Thank you, Paul.
You know, I tried to hook you up here locally.
I know you did. Thank you. Yeah. I know, and everybody's been really trying to help, and that's been very kind. So thank you.
We do because we love, right? The effort's there because we love. That's why.
Well, you got invested in my drama. You knew it was for real, so thank you for trying.
Yeah, I know you've been a little tense. I know. I understand. Look, I get it, man. Yeah, that was different. That wasn't just like dropping a piece of equipment you bought 2 years ago. It's something you've had since you were a youngin'. So I understand. Family part of it. I get it. Paul says he's happy to help, by the way.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, he was great. And I was thinking, well, if there are any out there, there are probably some around Pittsburgh because of that, because James Hulick lives in that area now. So shout out, Paul. Thanks once again, helping me out.
Yeah. Everybody traveling. You're in New York. Mike Ashley's not with us the next couple of weeks. He's in Puerto Rico.
I hope he's there for fun. Is he?
I think so. I think it's a vacay for Ashley. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think he's in the air today, as a matter of fact. That's why he's not with us. So, and you're up there styling in New York City, the city that never sleeps. Jen won't be sleeping. My goodness gracious. A lot to do. How is the vibe up there in New York? You hear so much stuff and there's always controversy. What's it been like up there?
Well, I haven't even been here 24 hours yet, but I mean, it seems normal. I don't see anything that's any different.
Well, that's good. That's good. Does it look pretty clean? Streets look okay and everything? I mean, I know it gets a lot.
I don't know that I would ever describe New York as clean.
Cleanish.
It, like I said, I would say it's exactly the same. I mean, to my viewpoint, but again, I haven't been here that long.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, okay. All right. Well, when all the things happening now? When does everything happen for your group up there? When's all the stuff going on?
Well, we had that tour and everything yesterday, and then our faculty played at a jazz club here in Manhattan last night.
Did you play?
No.
Oh.
No. And then we start today. We have rehearsal today, and they provide you with kind of a jazz mentor in the area and someone who works with your group. So we're going to have somebody work with our group today in rehearsal. And then tomorrow is really the bulk of the competition.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
cool. It is cool. One fun thing, I was at the bar here last night, and no, I was not drinking because I know that seems like a good logical conclusion. But I went down there to try to get a salad because I had not eaten all day. And before I went to the jazz club, I needed food. They don't serve any food there. So while I was at the bar, I started chit-chatting with some business dudes who were near me. And one of them...
I'm sure you were.
I promise. It was all very legit.
Yeah.
Guy next to me was telling me his son is a saxophonist, and it turned out he's at Michigan State, and they're also here. So, it's just a really tight network. Michigan State's here. I know Eastman is here. And it's just a fun thing. Like when we were at the jazz club last night, the Michigan State students came to support our people and our faculty performing. So it's a good network to be part of.
I mean, did you feel obligated to order a salad because you're in New York? And they probably
I really needed to eat something healthy. I had egg bites from Starbucks at 5 a.m. and I had not had any food. And then we were at that museum. And during that time, they did a listening exercise and played some Armstrong recorded all of his moments at home, like his private practice, his conversations with people. It was really fascinating, but they played a lot of that kind of stuff for us. They played several recordings that the world has never heard. It was great. But, hours were passing. They ordered pizza for the students, and I try not to eat a bunch of pizza these days. I'm just trying not to do it. So I had one piece. So, that was all I'd had to eat is the 2 egg bites and the piece of pizza. So I needed something green and healthy.
Well, no, you don't. You just make that choice.
I really needed it. And I actually feel kind of yucky today because I didn't eat well yesterday.
Well, no, because you ate salad. You ate salad. Of course you feel yucky.
It just wasn't enough. I didn't have enough water. I didn't have enough sleep. I didn't have enough good food. So I just got to be careful because when I travel a lot, and
I know.
If I get out of my pattern of working out and eating healthy and eating good stuff, drinking a lot of water and everything, it does affect you pretty quickly. You start to feel yucky. So I've got to turn this around. So that's why the hair is kind of like this, because I got up, got a workout in, and I didn't have time to do the full redo. So,
well, your digestive system's having the same conversation because it's all starving. And what are you feeding it? You're giving it salad. It's down there going, really? Salad? This is what we're getting?
I had salad and a piece of salmon on top because I needed the protein.
Chat says that Louis Armstrong would have at least had a hot dog from the street.
Yeah, he is pretty fun. That one thing I learned about him, he's really fun loving. He was a great neighbor. And we saw his neighborhood, that same neighborhood I just described where that house was. That's where he wrote What a Wonderful World. And it was inspired by that exact block that we were on. So it was really, really beautiful to start that way.
course, your stomach growling was drowning out all of the audio clips from Louis Armstrong. So
we were all kind of feeling it. And then that room was a little bit hot and stuffy, a little bit, but it was just a challenging environment, but we all rallied. We got through it. And it was a beautiful presentation. We'll never have that opportunity again.
Brian says you'd have been a lot better off with just a glass of bourbon. Well, she's going to have plenty of those while she's up there too.
Well, jazz and some bourbon might be hand in hand here and there. Not at the competition, but I'm sure I'll hit Birdland, Blue Note, the other jazz clubs too.
Yeah, you have to kind of, right? You've got to. That's like, if you don't, you've got to do all that.
I love that. The only thing I don't love about this club is you're really smashed in. Like last night, it was in a basement, and it was probably a place that could seat 50 by fire code, and they have exactly 50 people like smashed in there, and like really small, tight environment. And you have a stool that it's not made like if you're a bigger person, you're going to be real unhappy because it's like you get smaller than an airport seat space in there.
So what are you doing this morning? What's going on after you're off the show?
I had the workout. Now I'm going to go eat a real breakfast.
Yay! You're going to actually have food. Nice.
I need some eggs. I need a piece of crispy bacon. So I'm going to go do that.
Eat bacon, yeah.
I just did part of my workout, so I'm going to go finish the rest. I got to do some lifting. And I am then going to get ready and go over and see what the students are doing for rehearsal. I think our rehearsal is right after lunch today.
And after that, you're just going to start day drinking and carry it into the evening? Is that what we're doing?
No, I'm going to see what the schedule is for our official activities. I'm going to hang out with them some, but I'm not staying at the same hotel they are. So I've got to find out what they're doing. I know the combo is playing tonight. The jazz combo part is this evening. So I want to go see that too.
Wayne asked, are you going to enjoy some nice tofu sausage and avocado toast?
No, my plan is eggs, piece of crispy bacon, like so
one
crispy.
Piece of bacon.
My teeth are yes, one. My teeth are going to shatter when I bite into it. It's going to be so crispy. That's how I like my bacon. I'm going to have some avocado, maybe a little fruit side. That's the plan.
Okay. All right. Who's going to win the game on Monday night, since we won't talk to you beforehand? You like Oregon? I mean, I'm sorry. Do you like Indiana or do you like Miami? What do you think?
Kurt, my boyfriend. All the way. Let's
go.
That's
true. Yeah, you guys, I mean, is this relationship, this thing could go to another level if he wins on Monday night.
Yeah. I mean, now that Sam Pittman's out as my number one choice of having the road trip with, I think Kurt is going to be my friend for that.
Well, you're going to have, when you do that coming up for the new season, if I'm still doing the program, you're going to have to reevaluate all the, the new coaches in the league, and even coaches that are new, it might change the rating if they've moved to different addresses. So you never know.
Yeah. Lane certainly is as colorful as ever.
Good word.
Yeah, we'll have some new people to pick from. But I mean, Kurt right now, I'm pretty intrigued. I love some Kurt.
I'm with you. I wrote my article in the Patriot this week on him. So.
Oh, cool. I'd like to read that.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. I thought it was pretty good.
So. Are you going to forward it to me?
I think I can. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I can send you the raw copy. How's that?
Okay.
I'll do it that way.
Remind me. 2026, you can get me a copy of that.
I could, but I don't know how that works.
You don't have to send a courier pigeon up here.
With having the login or something. Yeah, I just send him with a whole scroll of the article.
Fly to Times Square. Drop it off.
So we're having the BDST meetup next Friday, by the way, here locally at the NRV Super Bowl in your old town of Christiansburg. So there you go. Yeah, Morris has been organizing. It won't be a big thing, but we're going to have a few people over. We'll have to do something to pay homage to you, our favorite Gamecock girl.
Well, I hope you don't have a lot of Gamecock girls in your life. But
well, I mean, you're traveling so much, Jen. I'm so lonely.
Are you auditioning new
Oh.
talent?
We'll have to get you on like a Zoom to say hello to everybody or something real quick. Maybe we'll do that on Friday because you're going to
Friday.
be.
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you in town? Where are you next weekend?
I will be. We have auditions that Saturday, so I will definitely be there.
Okay.
Got to recruit. Always be recruiting.
All right.
Go.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Go.
And there's no NIL whatsoever for you guys.
No, we were joking about that because we have a freshman who is. We have a lot of really talented students, but this freshman saxophonist we have is. He's the real deal. And we've kind of been joking, like after he performs at this event, other schools will be like, hello, can we talk to you?
You're going to lose him. So this is like the real college football portal. You're going to lose him.
Not in the immediate future, but maybe at some point he may consider other opportunities, but we got to see what's best for him right now. This is really what's best for now. But if it's not what's best for him down the road, I would support whatever he needs to do.
How much has Curt Cignetti's success and now your new infatuation with him make you look at Shane and go, it's kind of disappointing, the reality I'm living in?
Oh, gosh. You're talking about like a married person who meets like a cool other.
You're married to South Carolina football. I know you are.
And they're like, well, yeah. Curt's special. I'm just going to say that. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody.
No. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I put that in the article. I don't recall. You think about it, especially even if you just isolate it in college football, clearly it's the most incredible coaching turnaround ever of any school since they're the all-time losingest program in the history of college football. But even in all sports, I can't think of something that's happened this quickly. It's mind-blowing to me.
It is, and just so strategic, I mean, he's got a great balance of intelligence and leadership. And how often are we really talking about college football coaches with the intelligence factor? We're not always bringing that up, but he has been so shrewd about it. He's been so smart in how he guided that growth.
I bet I've watched it 20 or 30 times, just that little at his introductory press conference at Indiana, and you could tell the reporter had no clue anything about him. And she asked, what makes Curt Cignetti the right choice to help Indiana football become relevant? And the way he looked down and looked up and smirked, I win, Google me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, that was perfect. And that's all he's done. That is all he's done. For me, it's the most incredible thing I've seen in football. Before that, it was your own coach for the Redskins. I think what Joe Gibbs did, people don't talk about it enough. When you win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks, it's insanity to think about in today's day and age. It's all about the franchise quarterback, and you can't win without one. Well, Joe did it with 3. Well, this has kind of surpassed that just in the I can't believe it's happened, and here we are. He's got to finish it off, though. And and as Prometheus said, if he doesn't, if somehow Miami wins, it's gonna spoil a lot of what he's done, even though it's at a place a lot at Indiana. So there is pressure. He won't talk about it. There's a lot of pressure on Indiana to finish this thing off. Now, who'd be saying that Indiana is such a favorite in this championship game, a national championship football game, that there's pressure on them to close it down?
Yeah. When I was in Vegas last summer, I remember getting the sheet that had all the odds of the different teams to win the championship. And I'm trying to remember what Indiana's was. Do you happen to remember what it was preseason? Have you heard?
No. What was it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious. And
I don't know.
I just thought about it. So it would be, because usually when I'm there, I throw a few bets on some random things.
Money down the toilet. Yeah.
Just having fun, Vegas. But imagine some Indiana fan that did that bet like $100 on them to win everything. Can you imagine?
Well, and somebody probably did that because here they are right? I mean, they had the great season last year and went to the playoffs. So I guarantee you people did. There are probably people that did that. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And now you look, and I don't pay any attention to it, but I know a lot of people do. They've got the number one portal class. Is what they got $30 more million from Mark Cuban. This isn't going to go away just because he's going to lose a lot of key players. I think it's going to, it may not be to national title level, but they're going to keep on going. Indiana, as long as he's there, they're going to win. Just Google them. Indiana football is going to be a winner for the next decade.
Well, it got me thinking too about the cycles of football, and because I was just thinking about Colorado, how Colorado was so loved, was the school to watch a few years ago, and now they kind of.
Well, that was more of an ESPN creation. I don't think people cared like that. I didn't give a rat's ass. I don't think anybody. I mean, okay, Deion Sanders. It was
fun to see Deion though. Admittedly, it was fun to see Deion. No, it just brought some attention.
No.
Now it's not. I'm not drawing a parallel in terms of quality. I'm drawing a parallel.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know
attention to it, and so I just feel like one thing I'm curious about with the new model is how fast will the life cycle be, and now Indiana's got the money, the support, and the actual talent, unlike the Colorado situation, to keep this going for a while. But are we going to see more programs in general that are temporarily good? What's going to, it's, I think the life cycle is going to be much shorter. And
with the portal, yeah, I think you're right. Yes. With the portal. Yeah. You'll see teams all of a sudden become a lot better quickly because of the portal, whether they can maintain or not. Yeah. Yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
So I think that part of it is exciting. As a fan, it's kind of fun, and there's just crazy crap going on all the time. And I wonder, although I've not been happy about South Carolina's roller coaster ride up and down, I'm just wondering,
mostly down.
Is that going to be more the norm for some of these teams? Because the nature, it's just so temporary. Like you get the right chemistry and then people poof, gone. And they don't even play in the bowl game potentially, if there are bowls once this all shakes out. Like the other bowls outside of
Well, it's great. You know what? And to your point, and this is not, I swear this isn't my usual giving you a hard time about Shane, but it's about coaching more than it is than you think. I think because South Carolina's got resources that Indiana still probably doesn't have. Maybe they do now with all the money coming in, but they've not since the NIL era. You've talked about it. South Carolina's not struggling to go out and find players and to keep up, but it hasn't worked for Shane long term. And here's Cignetti going to a place that's never won, that had nothing. And because of the coach, he has built this thing, as opposed to where the environment and the conference you're from can help that thing already be there. You have to plug in the coach. Well, he's plugged in up there and he's making it all happen. So that's the difference. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a real grown man, He doesn't care what people think about him.
No.
He doesn't care if people like him. And there's a lot to be learned in that in leadership. I mean, I think this other leadership model where everyone's so concerned about what people think on social media and just very public facing. I don't know how successful that can be when you've got someone who's doing the work and does not care about all that.
You like your strong-headed men. I know that. You're strong.
I do. I like them a little bit stubborn like that. It might be a family thing. I don't know. Jablonski's pretty stubborn.
All right. So finish this sentence from chat. You ready?
Uh-oh.
Jen and Siggy sitting in a tree. ...
I need more time for that. I could come up with some good responses. I need a little time for the idea generation on that one, but
we could all use our imagination.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he might need some Carolina sunshine in his life. It might be a nice balance.
It could be. If he pulls off the title, he might need to just kind of unwind a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could play my saxophone for him at night, help him relax while he's.
Well, you owe us a performance first, young lady.
I'm working on it. I got to get this mouthpiece thing resolved.
Oh, did you see the picture of me and Will running into each other at the rest stop?
I did. It was a little confusing. At first, I was like, wait, why are they at a rest stop together?
It was bizarre. I'm coming back from Gardner Webb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he was coming from. I have no idea. And I'm actually looking at my phone, getting updated on the Tech game. And I look up, and there's Will walking out, and he's going, and I did the same thing. What are you, Will?
Well, wasn't it like midnight or something?
Yeah, this is after midnight. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
What are the odds of that? Some smart engineer at Virginia Tech can calculate the odds. Very small.
Yeah, we met up at the rest stop. It's the happening place, by the way, the Virginia Welcome Rest Stop. Watch out. You never know what you might find. So
that one at the bottom of Mount Airy, that one?
Well, the one, when you're getting ready to go up the mountain to come into Virginia. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not the one on the left, but yeah, when you come in, the Virginia Welcome Center, come to the rest stop. That's where we were. Yeah. All right. Well, Morrison has a big bet on Miami, so he's going with Miami.
Okay.
Brandon's saying that he's accusing you of trying to recruit Signetti to be the new South Carolina football coach.
I would definitely do that. 100%.
Wayne is questioning the nature of mine and Will's meeting, the chance meeting that we had at the rest stop.
That's what I was getting at. And I was like, oh, at a rest area. And then you're meeting by the bathrooms? Okay. What is it? The heated rivalry?
To your credit, as soon as we saw each other, the very first thing we both said, "Oh, we got to take a picture and show Jen." That was both of us at the same time.
Good. I approve of that.
We can't get you off our mind. Oh, she's driving me crazy. Yeah, breaking news, Brandon says you just admitted that you want Shane Beamer fired. Wow. Yeah. Who knew? Who knew, Brandon?
No, but if he ever leaves for any reason, hey Kurt, what's up?
Hey Kurt, you want to come down to some more?
What's up, baby?
I got a place with a great view. While you're finding a new place, I got a place up here with a great view of the stadium. You don't ever have to leave your home.
I mean, he's kind of crotchety, but I don't mind it. Get it done. Let's go.
Yeah, I think and the constant winning has helped support the way he is. I mean, when they do face adversity, it's going to be interesting to see. And the program inevitably will face adversity. How does that hold up? I'll be interested to see, right? Because it's been nothing but winning. I mean, last year they weren't supposed to be in the playoff. He did it in year one. So when they lost, you didn't look at it the same way. But if they don't win Monday, it could change a lot of things about him. We'll see. We'll see. I know that's not fair. I'm not saying that's fair or that I agree with it, but it will. Perception is reality.
Yes. And if you look at another famous grouchy coach, Belichick, I think, for a long time, people loved Belichick in spite of the grumpies and kind of worked through it. But then now we're sort of seeing through some of the veneer and sort of seeing what he's made of and what his insecurities are. And so, I kind of like this stage where you see the strength and, it's intriguing. You're drawn in, but I'm sure there's another side to it. I would like to hear from somebody who's a critic of his and hear what they have to say.
I don't know what you mean by weakness. If you're looking at Jordan as being a weakness, I don't appreciate that.
Insecurity is how I'd labeled it because I think that's really what is behind it all.
We like to do pretend beach swimming when she jumps on my feet. Yeah, I'm with you. Well, listen, have fun in the Big Apple and stay safe. Watch that place.
Thank you. It's a little cold to be walking around a whole lot. So
yeah, and it's not the safest place in the world. So keep an eye out. Be aware of your surroundings. Some of the best advice my dad ever gave me.
Well, thankfully, my parents were from inner city, Wilmington, Delaware. Not that it's New York, but it's a real city. So I grew up hearing a lot of that over and over from growing up about being careful. And I'll be smart.
Well, you have a great time and happy weekend with your band. Congratulations. You deserve all your success and your flowers. And
thanks.
Enjoy the game on Monday night. And I'm glad you're closer to having your mouthpiece situation solved.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for your role in helping me.
I didn't help at all. I tried. I just, I was thinking about you, but it looks like Paul's your knight in shining armor. Somebody else always.
Paul's been good to me. He got me into the NCAA tourney.
Oh, I know.
You got a good network. I'm going to try to hang onto that network. I'm on your coattails like it's my job, like just hanging on.
hanging on.
Well, you have a good weekend too. Thank you. Thanks for this work. And one last time, Square View for you.
What? Time you, yeah. We need to have a BDST sign up. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Have like a BDST logo up there. Hey, welcome, Jen.
That would be awesome.
That would only cost me like $2 or $3 million, I'm sure.
You need a Mark Cuban.
I do. I need a fundraiser. Yeah, I do. All right. Be a good girl. Stay safe and have fun in the city that never sleeps.
Got it. Go Cox.
There you go.
Have a good weekend.
Be good. There you go. Jen the Gamecock Girl. All right. Great week. We appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, everybody who tuned in. Please subscribe, like, and share the channel. And enjoy your weekend. We'll be here to talk about the game on Monday. Coach Elmo will be back. He's going to start breaking down the tech portal class for you on Monday. So I know you've been looking forward to that. And it'll be very thorough. Very thorough. We're going to go by position groups each time, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate everybody. Great week. Great show today. Thanks to Mike Burnup, Coach Elmo, and Jen. And thanks to you, the best YouTube audience on the platform. We will see you next week.